Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Okay, welcome to just waiting for more people to join in. Sure you've read the title screen, the title of the stream. We'll be talking about how to build a PC from scratch. So yeah, once we've started with that, then once we've had more viewers, then we can start. Okay. Let's give it like one more minute. Alright, I think we can start the stream now. So welcome to the stream everyone. We are 021 and I am joined here by my friends. Well, there's me first. My name is Aizat and I joined by my friends here, Yuvin and Hariharan. Say hello.
Hello guys.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we will be your host tonight on the stream. stream we'll be going over how to build a PC from scratch. So first we need to start from the basics, and the basics being that we'll be talking about the basic components, that make up a PC, and we'll also be talking about specifically building a budget PC and also a work PC. And yeah, so we designed the session or the stream to be more friendly to friendly to beginners. So if you're an absolute beginner to the PC or technology department, then you can probably gain a lot from the stream. So yeah, so we'll start with a explanation of components, the PC components, and then my friends will talk about how to choose a type of PC and that you want to build, and also we'll be going through a few examples of built PCs that we've prepared, so that you can see what kind of you can expect what kind of ranges of prices for each of the components that you want for your PC. So yeah, we'll begin with the basics. So what you want to know is that every PC starts with few components. There's the CPU, there's the RAM or memory, there's the storage, and there's the power supply, or otherwise known as PSU, and there's also the motherboard. So we'll start with the CPU, probably the most important component of a computer. So CPU stands for the Central Processing Unit, and as the name implies, it could be probably the most important component of the PC, because some would say that it's like the brain of this computer, since it handles all the calculations, all the instructions, and the overall performance usually relies on the CPU. So choosing a CPU is very important when you're building a PC. So yeah, then we also have the memory or the RAM. So the RAM, you can think of it as a sort of the computer's ability to multitask. So if you have a lot of things open on your computer at the same time, you'll start to notice that it starts to get slower, or maybe just starts to get unusable at some point, because that's because you have a slow RAM or not enough RAM to do all those things at once. So if you ever notice that your PC is running slow, then it might be your RAM that needs to be improved. So if you ever open a Chrome tab or Chrome and you open many tabs at once, then you'll really start to notice how slow your Chrome starts to get. So yeah, if you have even more RAM, then you'll be able to open all those tabs at once, but probably better off just closing off the ones that you don't need. You don't need all of them. And this also applies to your computer apps in general. So if you have Chrome tab, if you have Chrome open, you have Discord open, you have a game open, the more you open these windows, the more you open the software, then it'll start to get slower. But if you have enough RAM, then you might be able to run more of those apps at once. Excuse me. So yeah, then we have the storage. I think we all know what the storage does. It's just the size of your um, the size of your computer that you can fit in your files. You can install as more things if you have more storage. And yeah, it is worth mentioning that there are multiple types of storage systems. There's SSDs and HDDs. Sorry, there was SSDs and HDDs. And HDDs are considered to be the outdated one, I guess. SSDs are more standard these days. So yeah, we'll mostly be talking about SSDs, but if you ever use an old PC, then you might be able to find these HDDs, which are going to be just slower in general. So yeah. Next we have the power supply, or the PSU. So the power supply is usually just something that provides electricity to all the components. Since it's a electronic device, it's gonna need power. So the PSU is very important. If you don't have it, then you're not gonna be able to start your PC. So yeah, your PSU also determines, like, well, it doesn't determine much, but it's a very critical part of the PC that you should never ignore. Yeah. Next is the motherboard. So the motherboard, you can think of it as like the backbone of the PC, or yeah, mostly like the backbone of the PC, where if you don't have the backbone, then your body is just gonna crumble apart. So in the same manner, if you don't have the motherboard, then you won't be able to use all your other components to build an actual PC. So the motherboard is where your components are connected together. So you need to make sure that your components are compatible with the motherboard that you choose. So as with all the other components I've mentioned, this is also a very important part of the PC that you need to think about. It's also worth mentioning the case of the PC that you use. Usually it's not something that people think about, but it actually does affect a lot. But technically you don't really need your case, but it's very important that you do. But so yeah, so before we move on, if you have any questions, then you can drop them in the chat, and then we can answer them live on the stream right now. But if you don't have any, then we can just move on. Okay. Excuse me. So before we move on to the part where we talk about the difference between a budget PC and a work PC, I would like to remind everyone and to always remember that a good PC is not about choosing the most expensive parts, but rather it's about choosing the parts that fit your needs. So as I said just now, if you want a work PC, then you're gonna want components for work. If you want a budget PC, then you're gonna have to find certain parts that are more towards budget, and then more, yeah. So yeah, after this, my friend will be talking about the budget PC and work PC. So a budget PC will be more affordable and upgradable, and the work PC will be more for productivity and stability. So yeah, if we've understood the basics, then we can move on to that. So yeah.
Hello guys, good evening. I'm here to talk about. Today I wanted to let you guys know the difference between budget PC and work PC in depth about their components and all those stuffs. I hope you guys have a lot of tips from me. So let's move into the budget PC first. So a budget PC is designed for users who want good performance without spending too much money. Because most of us will have the desire to have a PC, but we won't have enough money to build it in our own. So uh, here I'll tell you guys that you can use less amount of money to build a budget PC, and then a budget PC is also it focus on getting the best value for your budget rather than choosing the cheapest parts available. So here I'll explain that me and my other groupmate will also explain about the parts that we use for budget PC without buying uh, low quality cheapest parts. So we can also uh, buy cheap parts, but cheap and good quality parts rather than buying low quality and very cheap parts. So it will make your PC suffer a lot. And then these types of PC, which I mean is budget PC, is suitable for students, office workers, online classes, and web browsing, content consumption, and even you can use it for light gaming. And then for most people, these everyday tasks are what matter the most. So budget PCs are good for our everyday use. And then moving on, when we talk about a budget PC, it's important to understand that budget does not mean low quality, as I mentioned before. So it means choosing components carefully so that every part works well together and nothing is a waste in a small amount of money consumption. So one of the important components in a budget PC is the CPU, which is also known as the processor and the heart of the PC. Heart of any PC's CPU is the main thing. Uh, it plays a main role in PC stuff. So the CPU handles all the calculations and tasks on your computer. To keep the cost low, which we often choose CPUs with integrated graphics, which is integrated graphics are built directly into the processor, which means we don't need a separate graphics card at the beginning, because most of the people thinks that CPU doesn't have a built-in graphics card, but it is. When a CPU contains a graphics card, that's a big advantage, because graphics cards are usually one of the most expensive components in a PC. By skipping a graphics card, we can save a lot of money while still getting good everyday performance. Modern CPUs with integrated graphics are powerful enough for office software, online meetings, video streamings, and even more like gaming. Which in the gaming part, which I mean the games that doesn't need a lot of frame rates. So, and the best part is you can always also add a dedicated graphics card later if needed. And next, let's talk about the RAM, which also known as memory. For budget PC, 16 GB RAM is highly recommended because many people think 8 GB of RAM is enough, but 16 GB provides a much smoother experiences, especially when multitasking, like when you have your Google Chrome running and then your 3D modeling software running and some of the document files running. It makes your work smoother when you have a 16 GB of RAM. And for example, you sorry for that. Always, you are like advised to use two RAM sticks instead of one. This also allows your system to run in a dual channel mode, which improve your performance compared using a single RAM stick. And now moving on to the storage. In today's world, SSD is a must, even for budget PC. An SSD makes your computer boot much faster and allows applications to load almost instantly. Compared to traditional hard drives, SSDs greatly improve the overall user experience. And then for most budget PCs, 500 GB of SSD is a good starting point. You can also always add more storage later if you need extra space, because in future when you use your computer for years and then 500 GB of SSD won't be enough, you can still add more SSD. So in PC stuff, there's a lot more like compartment for SSD, so you can keep upgrading it whenever you need. Okay. Now let's talk about the power supply, which is one of the most important but mostly overlooked by people. This is an area where you should never try to save money, because power supply is also one of the most dominant parts of PC. And then a low quality power supply can damage your components or even cause system failure, which will lead you to more money usage in the future. So you guys are advised to choose a reliable brand with enough wattage to support future upgrades. So for the PC case, you don't need anything fancy or expensive. What matters most is good airflow and compatibility with your component, which now we are talking about the ventilation. And you also need a well ventilated case, which helps to keep your system cool and improves long-term reliability. As long as it fits your parts and has a proper airflow, it will do the job. So the key idea behind a budget PC is balance. So every component should complement the others without overspending on any single part. A well-planned budget PC is not only performs well today but also allows easy upgrades in the future. So for now, we are moving on to talk about the components of a work PC. Now, A work PC is designed specifically for productivity-focused tasks such as programming, graphic designing, video editing, data analysis, and professional office work. Unlike regular home or entertainment computers, a work PC is built to handle long hours of usage, which also demanding software, and then consistent. It also needs consistent performance without slowing down the PC's performance. So now, when we compare a work PC to a gaming PC, the priorities are very different. It's like way more different from gaming PCs. So gaming PCs are usually optimized for high frame rates, flashy RGB lighting, and strong graphic performance for games, which I hope that you guys know, like gaming PCs require more frame rates, like frame rates, and it also use like flashy RGB lighting. So it requires a better or what do we say? Uh, like the components usually cost more to make a gaming PC work better. Other than that, coming to a working PC, it it focuses much more on stability, efficiency, and reliability. These are crucial when you are working on deadlines, large projects, or clients' work, where crashes and lag can cause very serious problems. So, one of the most important components in a work PC is the CPU, which I mentioned earlier. CPU is the heart of all the PC components. For professional workloads, the CPU plays a bigger role than people often realize. Many applications like video editing software, 3D rendering tools, coding environments, and data processing programs rely heavily on the CPU performance. So, a strong CPU helps with faster rendering times, smoother multitasking, and quicker processing of complex tasks. That's why for work PCs, choosing a reliable and powerful processor is a top priority. Another key component is RAM. Work PCs benefit greatly from having more memory because professional software tends to use a lot of it. So for most of work PCs, 16 GB of RAM is considered the bare minimum for smoother performance. However, if you are working with heavier workloads such as video editing, animations, or virtual machines, or large data sets, 32 GB of RAM is highly recommended because it has a lot more workload. More more RAM allows you to run multiple applications at the same time without slowdowns, or making your workflow much more smoother and more efficient. Next, moving on to the storage, which is another critical factor to work PCs. Using a high-speed SSD, especially an NVMe SSD, can significantly reduce loading times. This means faster boot ups, quicker software launches, and smoother file transfers. For professionals, time is money, and faster storage helps improve overall workflow efficiency and reduce waiting time during work. And then now when it comes to graphics cards, not like all the work PCs needs a powerful GPU. Unlike gaming PCs, many professional tasks rely more on CPU and RAM rather than graphic performances. For example, when you guys are in a corporate world, like working in office or programming or data analysis, can run like perfectly fine on the integrated graphics which is built in your CPU. However, other than that, certain fields like video editing, 3D designing, and motion graphics may still benefit from a dedicated GPU. So, the graphics card choice depends heavily on the type of work being done. It means like it requires a dedicated graphics card whenever you are using like much more heavier software for your daily work here. And then another important aspect of work PCs is long-term reliability. So a work PC is expected to run smoothly every day for years, which means choosing stable and high quality components helps reduce system crashes, overheating issues, and unexpected downtime. This reliability is especially important in a professional environment where losing work or system failure can be much more positive. So, when we compare budget PCs and work PCs, the difference is not just about the price, it's about the usage or everyday use. It's about the purpose. Budget PCs mostly focus on affordability and basic performance, and often leaving room for future upgrades. So you can have a budget PC now, and then when you have more money, you can upgrade it to be a gaming PC or work PC. So, and then for work PCs, on the other hand, it prioritizes performance, consistency, and efficiency, and also productivity from the start towards the end. So, now, now that we have already explained both type of PCs and what makes a PC work different, let's put everything together, and one of my groupmates will show the prices of each components of a budget PC and then a work PC to be built later on. So until then, we'll take a short break, and then one of my groupmates will explain the cost on budget PC building and work PC building. Until then, signing off. Ciao.
Alright, so that was my friend Hariharan. He explained about the difference between a budget PC and a work PC. So I hope you've been paying attention and learning a bunch for that. So after this, we'll have Yuvin talk about um, our projected or theoretical build of a PC, both budget and also work PC, so that you can see just how expensive or how uh, the parts look for when you want to buy your own piece, your own components for your PC building. So yeah, as Hari mentioned, we'll be taking a short break, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll be right on that. So yes, see you in a bit. are back, and we can continue our stream. As we said before, um, we'll be talking about how our certain builds of PCs that we've built before the stream, and then we'll go over how expensive they are, how much that you'll be expecting from the prices, and certain other parts about how exactly you will be incorporating them into your build. So for that, I will pass my torch on to UV.
So, hi guys. Hope you guys having a good day. So today I'll be talking about building a work PC. So I think without any delay, we can go to the building part. So I think you guys can see the processor I'm going to choose, which is the AMD Ryzen. It has a 6 core, so it's really good for multitasking, like doing assignments, editing, and streaming at the same time. So you can actually find this processor on a Shopee. So if you guys want to go for a cheaper version, I think I will not recommend because I think this one is quite good enough for the work PC build. So next one is the graphic cards. I think you guys can see the graphic cards. So the model I choose is the RTX 3050. So this GPU is good for 1080 resolution gaming, and it also helps with creative work and live streaming because it supports hardware encoding. So next one. So the next one is the RAM. I think you guys can see the model of it, which is the Kingston Desktop DDR4 and 16 GB RAM. So this one helps with run smoothly and open many apps or tabs. So it's so basically we are using this for a work PC, right? So work PC means we will use many tabs for our works. So I think it's quite good for this build. And then the power supply, I choose the MSI 650 watt and cost like 194 ringgit. So guys, I will not recommend to go for a cheaper one because power supply is a very important component in our PC build. So this one keeps the system stable and gives room for the future upgrades. Moving on to the next one. I think you guys can see the PC case. So since it's a work PC, so I choose a very cheap PC case which costs around like 99 ringgit. So I think it's based on your budget. So if you guys want for a good look, I think you guys can choose a expensive version. So the next one is the SSD. So I choose the AGI technology 1TB SSD. So this one costs quite much because it's a very important one. So this one costs like 600 ringgit. So yeah, this SSD helps with the system boots, and it has enough space for software, files, and games. So yeah, moving on to the next one, which is the motherboard. So yeah, for the motherboard, I choose the Gigabyte H610M K. So this one costs like 280 ringgit. So it's a very solid and budget-friendly option for you guys. So, and actually this motherboard supports either DDR4 RAM or DDR5 RAM. So I showed you before, we are using the DDR4 RAM. So I think this motherboard is good option for this PC build. So yeah, it's very affordable also. And the next one is the cooler. So I choose the Thermalright Aqua Elite 240 liquid cooler. So this one costs like 250 ringgit. So I will say this one also budget friendly, and actually this one is a very quiet and keeps your CPU temperature very low. So yeah, so if you guys are using for your work, I think this one is I will say this is a comfort pick for you guys. So yeah, this one also helps with the perfect, smooth and efficient PC build. So yeah, I will show the estimated cost for this build. So yeah, I think you guys can see the estimation, which is like 3,700 ringgit. I will say it is not too much or too low also. So yeah, if you guys want a very good work PC build, I think you guys can go for it. Yeah, so I think without any delay, we can move on to the next one, which is the budget PC. So yeah, you guys can see the processor I choose, which is the AMD Ryzen. Yeah, this one costs like 725 ringgit, and it has 6 cores and 12 threads. So yeah, it makes our everyday tasks and multitasking very smooth. And this processor also has a built-in graphics, so you guys don't need a separate GPU for your work. So the separate GPU is like optional. So if you guys have a extra budget, you guys can go for an extra GPU. So yeah, and then the motherboard, I go for the Gigabyte B550 Gaming. So yeah, so as I mentioned before, you guys can look this on Shopee if you guys want to buy this. So yeah, for the motherboard, this one gives a stable and it gives a good upgrade option for you guys later on. So the next one is the RAM. So yeah, for the RAM, I choose the Kingston Desktop DDR4 RAM and 16 gigabyte also. Yeah, this one helps with keep a lot of apps and tabs open without slowing down. Yeah, and then the next one is the power supply. So I choose the Cooler Master MWE 550 watt. So yeah, this one power everything efficiently and gives more room to upgrade later if you guys want. So yeah, this is a budget PC, right? So if you for the budget now, we can use this. And if you guys have extra money, I think you guys go for a better version of it. Yeah, so yeah, and then the next one, so I choose the T-Cool CH260 Micro ATX PC case. So this one cost, I will say, quite a bit. So it costs around 269 ringgit. Yeah, I think if you guys want a cheaper version also, good, but I will recommend this because it has a lot of space inside. So the next one is the SSD. So yeah, I choose the AGI Technology 1 terabyte. Yeah, and this one helps with the fast boot times and quick loading for our software and files. Yeah, so I think we can move on to the next one. Yeah, so since the GPU is additional, I think I just give it to you guys a quick example for it. So I choose the GeForce GTX 1650, and this one costs around like 700 ringgit. I mean, it's not a gaming focused card, but it helps with the video editing, graphic acceleration for creative apps. So yeah, it still use very little power. And then the next one is the CPU cooler. So I choose the Thermalright Assassin X120. So this one costs around like 90 ringgit. So yeah, it's very affordable, and you can keep your PC cool, and I mean keep your CPU cool during your everyday tasks like video calls, browsing, editing, and even light gaming. So this one doesn't make any noise also. Yeah, I think we can show the estimated cost for this. So yeah, since it's a budget PC build, it costs like 3,269. Yeah, so since I shown the option, I think you guys can upgrade it in the future, since our PC case also very big. So yeah, so it gives a lot of space for future upgrades. Yeah, I think that's all for the PC build. I think if you guys have any question, you guys can ask. If not, I think we can move on. Yeah, that's all.
Alright, so that was UV explaining the different builds of the PC that we've planned on, so that you can see just how different the choices are for our options. I would also like to add the fact that the parts you buy, it's very important that you buy the parts that are compatible with each other. More specifically, for example, the RAM needs to be compatible with the motherboard, and also the SSDs or the storage. So make sure that your storage and your and all the other parts are compatible with each other, and you will probably have no problems with building your PC. But if you have any more questions, then you can always ask us in the chat room right now, or maybe even if off stream you can drop a question or ask us about your PCs on our other platforms that we post on, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and of course YouTube. So if you have any more questions, then drop them over there, or yeah, if you want to ask anything about other stuff about PCs, then we can also ask them to us. Then yeah, we can help with that. But if there's nothing else, then that should be all for this stream. Since yeah, I hope that we've been able to teach you how the different parts of your PC that you need to know about, what sort of PC that you maybe want. Maybe our stream has helped you choose how to choose what type of PC that you want. So yeah, if there's nothing else, then that should be the end of the stream. Thank you for joining and listening to us so far, and we appreciate the support. Yeah, so with all that said, that should be the end of the stream, and we say our goodbyes. Alright, see ya guys. Bye bye.